this video is going to be about how to harmonize your masculine energy and your feminine energy. So we all have within us masculine energy and feminine energy, all of us. And it is my personal belief that the harmony that is achieved between the masculine energy and the feminine energy within us is this harmony, I believe, is the key to harmonize your relationships, and especially personal romantic relationships and soul connections such as twin flame relationships and soulmate relationships. Now this balance between the masculine and the feminine comes up a lot in twin flame relationships and also in soulmate relationships, because they are meant to help us achieve this harmony, which is essential. At the end of the day, what the balance between the masculine and the feminine truly is, it is a balance between giving and receiving. So when you achieve this balance throughout all of your relationships, throughout your life, the way you interact with the world, how you give and how you receive, that is key for balancing the masculine and the feminine. And once you achieve this balance of the masculine and the feminine, what you experience is abundance and happy relationships. And especially you're going to see this sort of balance in your personal relationships, this harmony. Someone told me once that always in relationships someone gives more and someone receives more, and this is because of this imbalance. And like 90% of the world has been like that for ages. There's been an imbalance in giving and receiving. This is because we don't truly know what giving and receiving actually is. So we think that we need to be in the receiving mode in order to receive from the universe. But the receiving mode, it's a very particular kind of vibration of energy, of state of being. And what we confuse this receiving mode with is the taking mode. So instead of being in the receiving mode, we are in a taking mode. We want to take all the time something from life. We want to get something or get somewhere, have an agenda, have an outcome, get something from that situation, get something from life, get what we want, get our way, So that's not actually the receiving mode. And what this taking mode actually does is create resistance, basically, to us actually getting what we want. We might think we are in the receiving mode, but actually ask yourself, am I in the receiving mode, or am I actually in the taking mode, where I'm always pushing for an outcome? I'm always seeking for what I can get from others, what I can get from life or from a situation. I'm always pursuing something else to come and get something. The receiving mode is actually the same thing as allowing and accepting what is. And you can't allow and accept what is and be in the taking mode at the same time, because the taking mode is basically wanting to get something else. And now we also confuse the giving mode with pushing for mode. So when we're in the pushing for kind of mode, that's not giving. It's basically pushing for an outcome, pushing someone to give us something. It's manipulation at the end of the day. When you express a feeling and you word it in a certain way because you know it might get you a certain outcome from that person, that's the pushing for mode. That's not the giving mode. That is manipulation. So we confuse this giving with the pushing for. Giving actually takes place in an unconditional way when you just give because you enjoy giving, you enjoy the energy of giving. You love giving because it feels so natural, because you have so much inside of you, so many feelings, so much potential and resource and energy to give. So it pleases you. The giving itself, giving is only giving, true giving energy or masculine energy. When you do it unconditionally because you want to do it, because it pleases you just to do it, not because you're doing it to get something out of it. So it is very easy for us to confuse giving with pushing for mode. And it's very easy for us to confuse receiving with taking. So be very mindful. Am I in the receiving mode or am I in the taking mode, where I'm always searching to take something, to get something from the other person, from the people around me, from life? Am I in the giving mode or am I in the pushing for mode, where I'm always pushing for something, giving out energy, giving out effort, putting effort into, pushing for a situation, pushing for an outcome? That's not true giving, and I believe that not many people actually can be in this energy of unconditional true giving and masculine energy. Just as a lot of people, they might think they're in the receiving mode, but they're not actually in the receiving mode. They're in a taking mode constantly. The taking mode, where they constantly want to get something from someone or take something, and that actually comes from an energy of lack. Not an energy of abundance. It comes from a mentality of lack, because when you feel the need to constantly get an outcome, take something, then obviously you feel like you lack something, right? So both true and pure giving and receiving they're basically masculine and feminine energies that are balancing each other out, and they're meant to come in an unconditional way.